Alright, hey guys, it is Dangles here, and I am here to talk to you guys about how to be, in my opinion, an effective support. And what I mean by that is, I can't believe, I couldn't tell you how many times I hear friends, people on Reddit, just Dota players in general talk about how bad their supports are. And every once in a while, when I get a chance, I like to ask why they think their supports are bad, regardless of what their MMR is. And typically, what I hear is that, yeah, do they buy wards? Yeah. Do they buy the courier? Yeah. Do they help you in lane? Yeah. Well, what exactly is it that they aren't doing well? And nobody really can tell you why. They just talk about how bad their supports are, and then they're not. No wards are ever up, but they're buying them, et cetera, et cetera. So I think I've decided I'm going to make a small video series about some effective. This whole big thing with me is learning how to effectively support is what I think is the key when you're a support. Because a lot of people do believe that, hey, I'm supporting if I bought the courier, I bought wards, and I play was playing a support hero. Uh, the problem is that that is certainly not the case. There's a lot more to it than simply doing that. And so I'm here to hopefully help those support players out that want to um, make themselves better, uh, and hopefully these videos will help you out. So my first thing that I want to talk about, the first video I want to put out, is how to effectively ward in the laning phase specifically, because I think, in my opinion, that this is probably the most important. This can determine the game the most, is this laning phase as a support for yourself, and being able to place wards in the best places to help both you and your carry out, are what I think really can potentially win a lane for you. So first, I'm going to show the Radiant side, um, and how you can, like, the best wards to place on the Radiant. So my favorite spot is actually to place it right here, and I'm actually going to place this one because I want you to see the vision that it gives. And as you can see, I mean, you can see almost entirely to the tower. And the reason I think that this ward is extremely good is, one, you can place the ward outside of vision when you're, before the game has even started. You can stand behind here and out of vision and place it, so that they don't even know that you placed it. I also, but the main reason that I like this ward is because it allows you to harass the enemy offlaner, and know where they are. By placing wards over here or anything like that, it doesn't help you in lane, and you really want to be placing wards at the start of the game that can help you out in the laning phase. So that is why I like this ward the best. Side note, I always give the second ward at the start of the game to the off lane, and the reason I do that is because at the 1 minute mark, so you can see right now, what I do is you can buy another ward at the 1 minute mark. It becomes available. You can put on the courier. I'm sorry, I did not purchase a courier. But then you can actually send it to your mid laner. And you can manually do that by just putting it on the courier and then sending it, like going like this and putting it on the mid lane hero, and then holding down shift and sending the courier back. Because if you don't do that, the courier will just stand behind your mid lane and it'll die after it gives them the ward. So you really want to make sure that you shift send the courier back, which is usually, I have weird keys, but it should be shift Q should be how you send it back. I have different key bindings, so ignore me for that. Anyways, and also I want to talk about additional wards that could be placed in the laning phase that are really good. You can also place it here. Don't block, you can see, don't block the camp, but if you're really worried about getting dewarded, this is a really good ward too. It does a lot of the same function as this ward, it's just a lot harder to deward, and it is, but it does give a little bit less vision over here. I'm not going to place it because I want to show you the other place I want to give it ward. And then you can also put it over here. Basically this and over here is the same thing, it's just this one is safer to place because you can place it in fog, and you can guarantee that they at least didn't see you put it down. You can walk over here and do it, and you can put it, anywhere up here, really. I mean, you can see the attack circle. You can place it anywhere in this area, really, and it's really good ward. But these are typically the two spots to do it in. So yeah, and then finally, and I'll talk about this in the Dire too, but I just want to cover it on Radiant since this is the one I'm doing first. In the laning phase, and this is something I'll make another video on, but I really truly believe that there are basically three things you can do as a support that that can effectively make you better as a support, I should say. And that is the three things are warding, ganking the lane, ganking other lanes, which whether it be your off lane or your mid lane, typically your mid lane, and then three is being able to provide support to lanes that are either struggling or that you are losing. And what I mean by that is, if your mid lane is having a hard time, and your safe lane, if you have an advantage on your safe lane, um, being able to rotate and help your mid laner out and pressure the enemy mid laner can be extremely helpful. And a lot of people in the lower MMRs think that it's always on the mid laners, the mid lane, to gank enemy lanes, and that is so inaccurate. It really is the job of the support to gank early. There are heroes that are mid that do that, like Queen of Pain is the first one that comes to mind. Um, but really, it's the support's job to be the space creator most of the time. Um, and so if you do a good job in the safe lane, and your carry is doing well, you can immediately provide pressure on either the mid laner or the off lane, but typically the mid lane. And when you do that, so when you do that, I'm going to show you the best ward to place when you do that. Because another thing uh, that I truly believe in is you cannot leave your safe lane hero alone in the safe lane during the laning phase without vision. So right now, it would be okay for me to leave right now because we've got a minute and 38 seconds left on this ward. But say in a minute and 38 seconds, I decide that I'm going to go gank mid. The first thing I would do before I do that is place this ward up here. And the reason I do that is because look at this vision it provides. It shows the enemy ancient camp. It shows anything over here, and it can show basically it shows any heroes that can be rotating in to gank your safe laner. Because if there's a good support on the other team, they will see that you are, putting pressure on either mid or the offlane, and they will either have to react to that pressure by coming mid or coming in the offlane, or they can apply pressure to your safe lane hero and force you back. And also that's a kind of a complex thought and idea about supporting that I will probably make another video on. But being able to protect the point of this ward is to be able to protect your carry from these TP rotations, because this will reveal most of them, and it also provides vision in the lane as well. Like I said, basically the four best warding spots during the laning phase on the Radiant side is over here without blocking the camp, so anything over here. This is by far the best spot in my opinion, and then anything outside of this box, or inside of this box, you can ward it. And that's great. And like I said, the point of it is to harass the enemy offlaner, so you can run at them, hit them, and force them out of experience range. Now, one thing I do want to talk about before I show the dire side is this area. A lot of people, specifically here, want to ward here, like when they start the game. And I really think this is just an awful ward placement for probably 95% of the games. And here's why. Wards are supposed to provide vision, especially in the laning phase, basically to stop your hero, your team from getting ganked or dying. And this ward is really a glorified, hey, what rune is down here ward. And I think in the early game, wards are way more valuable than that, than placing it here. Unless you're like an alchemist mid, then maybe you could make the argument that you want this here to see if the bounty rune is here or not. But I just think the value that is brought in putting wards in to help your support hero, your safe lane hero out, is just far better. Because back in the day when the mid heroes like Leshrac and Quap were the meta heroes, I mean those heroes gank early. So that is when I would agree with putting this ward here, because the only way that this ward stops a gank is the mid hero. Because look at the angle that they have to take to gank your safe lane. They're not going to walk. They could, but look how much more inefficient it is for the enemy mid laner to go, for them to wrap around like this, than for them to go here. So odds are that they are going to come this way. But the thing is that really mid heroes in this meta right now will not be doing that. So That's why I really do not like this ward. Please don't ward here. You know, ward in one of these spots to help your safe laner out, because that's the most important thing, is to make sure your safe lane gets farmed. Alright, so sorry I rambled on for a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I'm going to be right back and I'm going to show you guys the Dire. Alright, hey guys, Dangles back, just to show you guys the Dire real quick, for the good warding spots. Alright, so it's pretty similar to, I should have bought a courier, gosh darn it. Anyways, to the Radiant side. Same general idea. This is my favorite ward right here. Again, you can place it while in fog, and look at the vision it provides, right? You know, you can see all the way almost up to the tier 1 tower. Same exact reasoning. It allows you to harass the offlaner much more effectively. And if you really want, you can also place it, you know, like I said, anywhere, you know, outside of, you know, the circle here. So this is all good in this area. And also, same goes for this. You can also place it here. It provides vision, you know, up here, and just it doesn't provide this, but it is significantly less likely to get dewarded if you place it there. So yeah, so you can also place it there if you're really concerned about it getting dewarded, but you should be okay here. And then the final spot, similar to the Radiant side, where above Roshan is this ward right here. And it's for the exact same reasons as the Roshan ward. When you leave lane, when you're about to leave lane, start ganking and pressuring other lanes, this allows your safe lane hero to see enemy heroes TP in, and to see if the offlaner is farming any camps over here, and if they're checking rune as well. So yeah, so I just want to keep this kind of quick. The Radiant side was much longer just because I wanted to explain all of my thoughts, and all those same thoughts apply to the Dire. Same thing with this ward over here, and you know, at the 1 minute mark, you know, giving the ward, the third observer ward to your mid lane hero. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do want to take a quick minute to think, you know, ask for some feedback on this video. It's my first one I'm making, you know, for basically how to effectively support. I kind of want to do a lot. I have a lot of ideas in my head, but I don't know what you guys want to see. So I came out with this really short warding clip that hopefully you guys can learn a little bit about the laning phase and how to ward effectively. And maybe you learn something too. And I can do a lot more things about laning specifically in a real game. I can do, game half replays, where I actually already have that queued up, where I could, I have a game where basically the first 20 minutes of the game, I talk about what I do and why, and explain the repercussions of that. It's kind of a little bit higher level. So I could do some more basic stuff like, hey, mid-game warding, and how to gank the mid lane, and how to do all that stuff. So basically, I just want some feedback from you guys. This is a very basic video, right? It's just warding in the safe lanes. But for those supports out there that really want to learn how to effectively do it well, these videos are for you. So please leave some comments. Let me know. I'm here to learn too. So give me any feedback you can. If it was great, if it sucked, if you needed more, if you needed me to explain more, whatever it is, let me know, and then I'll hopefully come up with another one soon. Thanks, guys.